Wake up with the sunshine glow. Besties chat in stereo. Life is wild, let's
Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to Socially Unsocial.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Danielle.
And we're your hosts.
You know the drill. Happy Monday. Happy December 2nd.
So before we go any further, I need to take a minute to say happy birthday to Britney Spears. It's her birthday today.
Oh, girl. Oh, I hope you're having fun. You're probably twirling around alone in your room making videos.
Somebody, I recently said how much I love Britney. And they were like, oh, but Britney from a way long time ago. And I was like, listen, highs and lows. I'm like a ride or die friend. I'm not
Friend,
gonna,
you talk to her often?
Well, you know what? Fan. Okay, but it feels like we're friends. After all these years, it feels like we're friends. And no, I mean it today. I still love her today, you know? I was so offended that they would just assume, oh, but only the Britney from way back when. No.
I don't think we've ever dug deep on this, but do you think the Britney Spears twirling around on Instagram is really Britney Spears?
Do you think she's a clone right now?
I think it's not her.
It's so sad.
Or did she do so many drugs, or what did they have her on? They had her on lithium. Does lithium mess up your teeth? Have you ever seen those videos of how her teeth were so pretty and perfect, and she always used to smile with her teeth? And then if you look at the Instagram ones, when she's twirling, her teeth just look so not right.
I know, it's so strange. I don't know what's going on. I feel like super sad for her because what potential, and obviously she was the biggest star at one point. It's so sad to see that, and it makes me really think about, I would have been a much better manager for her. She needed people that actually care in her circle, and it makes me so sad because she had all these fans that would have done anything for her to protect her and make her just the most amazing celebrity for all time. And instead, in her circle, her immediate circle, were just people that wanted to just control and manipulate and just use her. And that's so sad, the importance of who you surround yourself with, even if it's family.
I know, it's crazy. Well, I don't know if I admitted this to you. So after I read her book.
Oh, I haven't even read the book.
Oh, such fan there. Way to go. Britney's number one. We're besties. Sorry,
I forgot.
Girl. I thought you read it.
No, we talked about it.
But I messaged her on Instagram after I read it, just in the hopes that maybe she just needed somebody, even though we're nobodies, right?
Oh my God.
And messaged her, and I was just like, hey, I just read your book. I'm so sorry that all this happened to you. I'm just a nobody from Chicago, but if you ever just need somebody, and I'm sure it's not her and management or whatever, they probably deleted it. But, I was like, worth a shot,
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Talk about reaching out to people that you've never connected with to make them know that they're not alone.
Maybe I was just doing it like, I'm going to make her my best friend and make Patty so jealous.
Oh my God. I would have died. I would have died if she wrote you back.
Like, Patty, guess who's coming over this weekend? We're going to dance in my kitchen.
That'd be amazing. Well, it was very confusing to me, after people read that book, and then somebody, actually it was one of my managers at the time, the book comes out, all this stuff about Justin Timberlake and their horrible relationship and all this stuff. And then I was saying how, hey, I'm going to do a Britney Spears themed cycle class and just play all Britney, and I'll dress up in one of her music video outfits. It's so fun. I do it every year, mainly on her birthday, but also other times. So this had to be last year on her birthday. But anyways, and they were like, well, if you do Britney, it cuts your clientele in half because the guys aren't going to want it. And I was like, first off, guys love Britney. Britney is universal. Everybody loves her. And if they don't, I also don't care. I'm not going to appeal to the people that don't love her because I'm just being myself and genuine. Anyways, they recommended that I do it with Britney and a guy. And they were like, what about Britney and Justin Timberlake? And I was like, horrible timing. No. I don't know Britney personally, but that I cannot do to her. No. So when you recommended the Justin Timberlake song title,
oh yeah,
I'm still bitter. I forgot. Whatever.
Because when I had an extra ticket for Justin Timberlake, I messaged Rena and she goes, I'm sorry, I'm a Britney fan.
How dare you ask me?
I'm like, oh, I guess people are still hurting about this. We're not over it yet?
No, and then I don't know if you noticed, but when I put our link up to the episode, that Justin Timberlake song Selfish was the title of our episode, on Instagram I used Britney Spears' song Selfish.
No, I didn't notice that.
I was like, is Danielle going to notice? Is she going to be mad? But here we are.
It's okay. We're going to tag Brittany in this episode. Hopefully she listens, and then we'll have her as our friend.
We love you, Brittany.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Woo-woo.
Wow. Are you doing a Britney-themed cycle ride today?
I sure am.
Okay. Keeping it true. Keeping
I know.
it true.
I told everybody last week, I said, get excited.
What music video outfit are you wearing?
So normally, just because it's the easiest to still wear my gym logo, my branded shirt that I have to wear, I usually do the Hit Me Baby One More Time. It's a gray sweater, a cardigan, white blouse, button up with my shirt underneath that says my gym, and then just leggings and braids with the poofy scrunchies. Yeah. But this year I have the one from You Drive Me Crazy, like the red suit, because that's what I was for Halloween.
Would you die cycling in that, though?
I probably would. It would get
There's no ventilation. Hit me, baby, one more time. You hit the floor.
Seriously, I would just be like a ball of sweat. You hit the floor. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Whatever it takes, you commit to the bit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's showbiz, babe.
Make sure you put some baby powder underneath it, maybe, before if you did go that option.
Right.
Just so you don't sweat or you can easily peel yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn it into a paste like Ross did with his leather pants.
That's all I can think about.
I think we pretty much have referenced Friends almost every episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're not a Friends fan, go to HBO Max. Start watching it.
Is it on
Laugh
HBO
a little.
Max?
Uh-huh.
Nice. It used to be on the TV every single night going to bed.
Yeah.
The reruns, which was amazing.
That's what I usually put on in the background when I'm doing house chores or before I go to sleep, just to zone out. So I'm not really vested in it that I stay up.
So the one I do is either that, like Friends, Sex and the City, or the Kardashians. Their voices must be so soothing to me at this point. I just fall right to sleep. Are
you kidding me?
Without fail, every time Kim Kardashian could be saying whatever and I'm uninterested, but I love them. But I will fall asleep. I'm like, this is amazing.
I feel like they have the most high-pitched, whiny voices.
Yeah.
I can literally say I've never seen an episode of the Kardashians. And I'm going to go down fighting that I will never.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I feel that way about Star Wars. I never want to watch Star Wars. I'll be happy if I can still, on my deathbed, still be like, I'm the 1% of people that haven't seen Star Wars.
I feel like their percentage of people who haven't seen it are probably higher than we think.
Which one? Kardashians?
That haven't seen Star Wars.
Yeah. I agree.
And I'm sure there's probably an even bigger percentage that hasn't seen Kardashians.
I agree on that.
As well. Most of the male population, unless they're gay or their wives force them to.
Yeah, or their girlfriends.
But I couldn't even force Jay to watch it. He'd be like, no, I'm out.
Really?
Or I'd have to listen to him bitch the entire time, and then I'd be like, I'm not even going to watch it.
It's not worth it.
No, it's definitely not worth it. Absolutely not.
Well, I'm just a sucker for reality shows. Did you ever watch Vanderpump Rules?
Nope.
Okay, see, that's one that I'm super jealous. I wish I could go back as a first-time viewer, and watch it all. It is really, really good. Like these, especially because we worked in the bar industry. So this is all about people in the industry and the behind the scenes. Obviously, you could just imagine if your life was filmed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is riveting. The guys are scumbags. The girls are hilarious. It is so good. It's so good. So anyways, they just announced, I think yesterday or last week. When is this airing?
They just announced sometime at some point
that it's over.
How many seasons?
12 seasons.
Well, I think it's time to, cut the cord.
But the whole cheating scandal, did you hear about Ariana and Tom?
I have
no. Rachel?
No. I don't know the people. I don't know the names.
Listen, if you ever are like, what do I do with my time?
Okay, I'll add it to the list when I'm bored. But reality TV I used to be a reality TV show fanatic, and I just can't do it anymore. I feel like it's just so over the top.
It depends on what you watch. Yeah, it has to be real. I don't like the stuff that feels fake or forced.
So Kardashians, Vanderpump Rules, and Real Housewives all feel real?
They are so good at it. It's so good.
Okay, I'll add it to my list. I'll see.
It's mindless. Yeah, put it high on your list, and then if you ever get to it, text me.
Do you have to pay attention a lot?
No.
I didn't think so,
no.
But so this is the one you can do reading a book and also mindless scrolling.
I mean, reading a book, no. Mindless scrolling, yeah.
Okay.
Reading a book, how many tabs do you have open? How many tabs are available in your head to read a book and watch a show?
I
That's
guess
a
you're
lot.
right. I only read the book when Jay's watching something I don't like,
Mhm.
but it's so loud that I have to tune myself in or tune myself out so I can
Yeah.
tune in.
Yeah, to your book.
Especially because it's like Japanese anime that he's watching. And so not even like it's loud and then their voices are super irritating.
Where does he find that?
It's all HBO, Netflix, they're everywhere.
What?
Yeah.
Thank God Mike does not watch that.
Are you sure he doesn't?
Cobra Kai?
Not Cobra Kai. Karate movie.
That's what he wants.
Cobra Kai's good. I mean, it jumped the shark. They have one last season,
Mm.
but you have to watch it to the end.
Mm.
But
Or don't watch it at all.
I feel like you would have liked it.
Really?
I feel like you would have liked it to watch with Mike and still would
Because
have gotten, because there are still storylines, family storyline, love triangles.
okay.
You know, you're a fitness instructor.
I thought you were like, you're into love triangles.
Maybe back in the day, you've so grown.
I know. Here's me. Jay, are you ready for it? Here's me adulting. I've learned my lessons.
Yeah. It's good. That means we're growing.
Sure are.
Next week, I'll be able to tell you my experience because we started, well, I shouldn't say we started getting into because I haven't done it yet, but cold plunging. Jay bought a trough basically and put it on the deck. So as I was leaving this morning, he checked the temperature. He's like, it's at 42 degrees. I'm like, dude, I want to start this at 50 degrees. That's what they say, like the lowest you can go to start shocking your body, getting your body to
Get ready.
acclimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to bring it up 7 degrees. So we're going to try to figure out how to do that. I'm going to do my first plunge today.
Oh, well, you'll have to film it.
I will definitely film. I'm going to see how I can go and extend my time. So the first time he did it, he did a little over 2 minutes.
It's insane.
And then he did it yesterday for over 6 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
That's his second time.
Mm-hmm.
He got 6 minutes. My gosh, I don't think I would ever be able to. I'm 30 seconds with a foot in, and then I skedaddle. That was great. That was great. I feel alive. Whew. That was good.
Yeah. So we'll see if I can. I'm going to force myself because there's so many benefits. And I'm going to try to dunk my face so my face gets the benefits.
Yeah. I know. That's really good for you. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
I won't be doing it, but let me know how it goes. I preach all the time because at my gym we have a cold plunge, and that's like the big exciting news about when they made our specific location, there was a cold plunge. So at first I was all excited about it and I would always talk about it after class, and then finally I was like, there's no way I'm going to continue doing this. So I just had to stop talking about it. I couldn't promote it anymore if I wasn't like loving it myself. So I was just like, well, there goes that.
You don't feel like once you go, like you can't go into a sauna, get really hot, and then jump in it?
No, well, you can because the sauna is like right there. But like me personally, no, I cannot do that. Technically, yes, you can.
Do you know anyone who religiously does it there?
Oh, yeah. Yes, lots of people.
Have they said anything like that they really do feel like
Yeah, they say that they feel like way more energized, which is nice because it's obviously if you're doing it that day and you're not going to feel the effects for a while, you don't stick with it. But if you feel the effects right away, then you're going to stick with it. And so I love that for them. I personally feel like my legs are going to fall off. That's how cold they get. And there's pins and needles that I've never felt before. And I'm truly scared for my future ability to walk. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I have to get out. It's been 10 seconds. It's been 15 seconds. That's my max.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody's different. Maybe my body can't handle it.
They say your breathing speeds up a lot. So it teaches you a lot of breath work, which then also helps with your anxiety and stress. So it brings that down. One of the guys at the firehouse that's been doing it, he says that he doesn't do coffee anymore because just doing that gives him the energy he needs to get through the day.
If I had to choose between coffee or jumping in an ice cold tub, coffee till I die. But good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you're selling me. Should I go? What'd you call it? A trough?
Yeah.
It's like the barrel, the metal barrel. Like
yeah. No. It's not metal because they said you should get the metal one. But I can't imagine because you keep your arms out. You don't put your hands in. And so that being cold, so it's like a Rubbermaid rubber.
Okay,
like
wait. You don't put your hands in?
No, he says you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. For when I don't do this, but it's still good to know. Maybe one day.
Maybe. We'll build up to it. Let's see. If you start seeing the effects on me, be like, oh, your face looks good and your
Wow.
dark circles went away and your wrinkles went away. No
Mhm.
more Botox. Maybe you'll do it.
Yeah.
They say it helps women to build up their metabolism and shed that. I never heard of it before. Brown fat.
No,
So-
now we're coloring our fat. Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. This has gone too far.
Yeah. I don't know why it's called brown fat. Because I don't. The shit fat.
Even my dog in the next room thinks this is ridiculous.
Does Mike cold plunge?
I think he does cold plunge at the gym. I think he does.
I figured he'd be one to do.
Yeah. If not, I mean, it sounds like it's got great benefits. He
Yeah.
really should. I won't be doing it with him, but
Couples that plunge together stay together.
yeah, I guess.
Well, we did hear a little. So last week when it was Thanksgiving, we didn't really go into our highs and lows because we were just talking about being thankful, but we heard it was a miss. People missed it.
We were just so busy being thankful.
We didn't want to bring it down with any lows.
Yeah, true. So do you want to discuss high lows today? Because give the people what they want.
Yeah, give the people what they want. We're here for the party.
Awesome.
So what was your high?
Okay, I have a few.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to
And
do my
flag
two.
football is not in session, so it has nothing to do with flag football.
I know, which is crazy. And I do not watch actual football, so there's nothing there for me. My one high is that my kids, this might be included in yours too. My kids went and saw Santa.
Oh.
It was so exciting. And it was outside at a town nearby, and Santa arrived. Like per usual, I missed the arrival. I've now gone to try to see Santa twice, and both times by the time I get out of my house, Santa's already gone. But this time at least, even though I missed the entrance, and I don't know, was it exciting? You were there?
Yeah, he gets up. You can barely hear him because he gets up on, even with the megaphone, you can't hear him because he's at the top of the tree. The kids aren't even paying attention anyway.
He just levitated up the top of the tree. Santa climbs?
He's in the truck engine ladder.
The fire truck.
Yeah.
Okay. So on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Wait, do they lift him up slowly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, I think it's more amusing for parents than it is the children, because the children at this point, because we're standing in line waiting, they're just running around and waiting for hot chocolate and doing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think that they care to see the tree light.
I know. Well, when we got there, did I tell you about the first time at the Arboretum? Did we talk about this?
I don't know.
No, I don't think we did. So the week prior, I took the kids to try to see Santa. And when we pulled up, we were, again, so late. So it was going back 2 weeks, but we pull up and my older boys looked around at the crowd and they go, "Nope, Mom, I don't want to go. There's too many people here." In my soul, I felt seen. I was like, I too do not like crowds.
But you'd be like, you're too young to not like crowds yet. Just give it some time.
Yeah, seriously. And then my 4-year-old was like, I want to go. So we all just went for him. So we did a loop around. We saw from a distance elves and reindeers and what else? The guy on stilts, lots of lights. And then all three were done. They were like, "Mom, just let's go." And on our way out, we got ice cream. That was great. But this time, so the second time around, they were fine. They were happy. They saw their friends and cousins that they haven't seen in a while. So they were just on cloud 9. And then that makes me on cloud 9. And then we get up to Santa and they're so excited. And my little guy's just talking Santa's ear off. I don't remember seeing Santa as a kid often. My boys see him at least twice a year.
That's so funny because I turned to Heather and I was like, "How many times did you see Santa growing up?" She goes, "Once at the mall." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, and these kids now see it average 3 times a year.
I know. Santa's so busy. He must be I wonder if he has a social media account that we can just, because yeah, he's a busy guy. And then all the parents today, or the aunts and the uncles, and we're just so busy too, trying to keep up with all these fun events. And then the best part is when you get there and the kid's like, "I want no part of it." Well,
wah, wah.
Yeah, seriously, wah wah.
That's good because I know you said your kids are like, "Oh, I don't want to see Santa,"
Mm-hmm.
and then they were excited too.
Yes, I think once everyone else started seeing him, then they're like, "Okay, we'll go and talk to him."
Yeah.
And then my middle guy, I was like, "What are you going to ask Santa for?" And he goes, an Apple Watch. I go, don't you dare embarrass me in front of Santa and ask for something ridiculous. You are 8. I'll get an Apple Watch first. Come on. But anyways, so I was like kidding. I was like, oh, that's a really big gift, Michael. Maybe. Do you have something else that you could ask? So he ended up asking for a soccer ball. And that was cute. And then my little guy asked for cars. And Theo said that he didn't know. If you had to ask me what I want for Christmas.
Like, how much time do you have?
Did you see
Bring out the notebook.
You saw my wheels going.
Yeah.
I know. I actually already bought myself my Christmas gift. It was the entire Disney line at Lululemon.
Makes sense.
I texted Mike that day. I go, hey, is it good with you if I just get my entire Christmas wish list out of the way today, right here? He was like, oh my God, do whatever you want.
He's like, less things I have to do.
I sent him 2 pictures of outfits. So like me in the gray sweatsuit outfit and then me in like leggings and a black sweatshirt of the Disney Lululemon line. And I said, which one should I get? I love them both. A proper response would have been in capital letters, both. Treat yourself, Merry Christmas, whatever. Instead, he goes, I don't like the gray one. Get the black one. And I was like, well, missed opportunity.
You know you're married to a very logical man, right?
I know. I texted the wrong person, okay? I should have texted a girlfriend that would have said both.
Yeah.
They would both look amazing. You know, that's me. That's a me problem. I didn't know my audience that day. I was expecting this and I should have known better.
Yeah.
My fault. My fault. Yeah.
It's all right. Lesson learned. Never happen again.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike's going to be like, you got all these new outfits. You never asked me for my opinion anymore. Yeah. No, thank you.
I learned my lesson, Scrooge. Never again. So yeah, that was my high, seeing Santa. And then my second high, beside getting my Christmas, outfits from Lululemon, was finally my photo reveal. As a Lululemon ambassador, they put your picture on the wall with your name on it. So now when all the little 5th grade girls who are friends with my son go in there, they're going to be like, wait, is that Theo's mom? And then I'll just earn the cool points with my
You're
kids.
Deer Park famous. I know that picture was stellar. Your arms look amazing in it. I was
Really?
just, like, kept staring at it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
And then I feel like it's they captured you perfectly because it's like you're kind of smiling but laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's you in a nutshell.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I was a little worried. You just never know what picture they're going to pick.
Oh, so.
We had no idea.
Oh, good thing you're photogenic. Because it would have been like, mine would have been like, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Holy shit, that's bad.
No. They sent you on that photo shoot this months ago. And the photographer was so sweet and nice and just made the whole experience amazing. And she was like, you can laugh and you can do whatever you want. So we were just talking, and the girls from the Deer Park store were there with me, making me laugh and enjoy the entire experience. So it was good.
And you always put your high with your kids before your high. So cheers to that, Mommy.
Cheers to Santa. Yeah. And all the magic. Yeah. What was your high?
So my niece, Leah, turned 21. Her birthday is on the 21st of November.
Time flies.
She turned 10. And so I believe either I give them experiences for their birthdays and Christmas and holidays, or I give them money. Amazing. So she's a theater kid too. So she's done 2 plays, and the play that was coming up was Annie, and she was going to do it, but it interfered with her cheer competition schedule, so she didn't get to do it. Annie was at Off-Broadway in Chicago, so I got her tickets for that. It was just great having her go downtown, and it was just funny because she's suburban and then getting the city. So when we get in the elevator, we're with rowdy people, and she was just laughing and just observing and people watching. So I love that because I'm a people watcher. And then just watching her watch these people professionally, like, get up on stage. And when we get there, she's like, I'm going to be here one day. And I'm like, that's great, girl. Oh. Manifest it for sure. Keep telling yourself I'm working hard and practicing, and you'll get here. So it was just it was an amazing experience to be able to. And I'm appreciative that I have siblings and my sister-in-law who gives me the opportunities to take her to do things like one-on-one. So it was me, her, and my mom.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
She'll remember that forever.
Yeah, so it was 2.5 hours with an intermission. So it was a little bit long, even for her who was into it, because at the end I could see her getting bouncy and right. Antsy or whatever. So intermission, she's like, I need to get up and walk around. I'm like, okay, I had to go to the bathroom anyways, even though I know the line's going to be an hour long. But yeah, it was an amazing day. It was perfect.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, I saw your picture. It looked so cute. I don't think I've ever gone to that theater.
Oh, no?
I've never seen anything there. No, but it's super cute. Maybe.
Yeah, and it's like the whole theater district. So like Moulin Rouge is coming in July, and I've been waiting for Moulin Rouge to come here for years. 'Cause
Really?
It's only been in Chicago, or it's only been in New York. So I was like, oh, maybe I should plan a trip to New York. But then by the time airfare and all that, I'm like, that's just ridiculous.
Mhm.
You really could make a trip out of it.
Right.
So I'm really excited because I'm gonna definitely go to that one.
Oh, that's exciting.
Have you ever gone to a play or a theater or play at one of the theaters?
Yes. You know what? I went to Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat when I was a kid.
Back in 1990?
Yep. And it was like the soundtrack played at my house for months. It was so good. So we all did that. That was a blast. It might have been at that theater. I have no idea. I was a kid, so I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
all blends together.
Mm-hmm. But I do remember the memory of it. I don't remember the details, but you remember being there, loving it, being with your family, stuff like that. So when you think, oh, the kids are too young, they're not too young to feel it.
Right.
They're not too young to be like in the moment, and they're going to look back and remember that feeling, even if not the details,
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be, like, you have to know your kid, because at one point I was about to lose my shit because
And Annie?
Yeah, because there's babies crying. So I'm like, why would you bring a baby to a theater like that? Like,
I
I
know.
get that you want to see it and you probably didn't have a babysitter, but that's not right. Then there were other kids that they looked like they were forced there against their will. They didn't stop moving in the chair. They were bouncing all over the place. And the other gripe I have, of course, me and a million pet peeves, but there was an 11 o'clock show and a 4 o'clock show. It was on Sunday. And I knew we were never going to make the 11 o'clock, having her come from the burbs. 4 o'clock, right? So 4 o'clock, you probably should have eaten lunch beforehand, right? Something. And then maybe go to dinner afterwards. The amount of people that need to eat during a show and crunch on popcorn and M&Ms I was surrounded by everyone. Granted, Leo, we got her popcorn and M&Ms,
So
but she's a kid.
Right.
But I have all these grown adults near me, next to me, in front of me, just going to town on popcorn. I'm like,
oh no,
literally ready to lose my mind.
Oh no. Yeah, that had to be hard for you to sit through.
It was. And I just kept breathing like, woosah.
Oh, man. Brutal.
But that wasn't my low.
I said it gets lower then.
It could have been.
But that's the beauty of highs and lows. Sometimes in the middle of your high, you experience a low. Right. And vice versa. When you're experiencing a low, if you're focused on only the low and you're not allowing yourself to even enjoy anything, you're going to miss the high. But sometimes you find your high in the middle of a low. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is.
So what is your low?
So I might get shamed for this. So with my niece and nephews, we usually play games like Would You Rather, or if you had to eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would you eat? Mm-hmm. Well, we also do it with people. Who do you prefer? Who do you like better?
Horrible game. Nope.
But they love it because they like, okay, ask me another one, ask me another one, ask me another one.
Do you do people that you know, or do you just say, oh, would you rather, who'd you rather have lunch with, Mickey Mouse or Spider-Man?
No. So it was like, okay, we're at this point, we're eating dinner. It's me and Jay and the three kids, Leo, Jordan, and Johnny. And Leo, come on, ask me questions. So then I'm like, okay, me or Jay, who would you pick? She picked me. And so I'm going through it. I'm like, oh, her best friend's Hanley. I'm like, oh, Hanley or Taylor Swift. And then she's like, oh, Taylor Swift. Well, she's like, actually, like, to play with or to, like, be sung to by, And I'm and then we started, like, when she picked one, like, Jay's like, well, why? And I'm like, well, we don't need a reason. And she's like, yeah, we don't need a reason. Let us pick it. I'm like, okay. So I asked a question. I already knew the answer because I did this to her before. But I was like,
my gosh.
Me or Auntie Lori? She picks Auntie Lori, which is fine. Auntie Lori lives out of state. She lives in Indiana. She lives far away, so they don't get to see her very often. So in one minute, I was a little bit crushed because I'm like, I'm babysitting you all the time, having sleepovers, spending my hard-earned money on you, and you pick Auntie Lori? Mm-hmm. But then I was also applauding her because she wasn't manipulating her answer based on her audience. So to me, that just told me like her true self, right? Like she wasn't going to do that. And she picked Uncle Nathan over Uncle Jay too. So, we both were losers in that scenario.
Otherwise you really would have been pissed.
And of course, when I dropped them off, I'm like, well, she picked Auntie Lori over me and Uncle Nathan over Jay, just so you guys know. Call them next time you need a babysitter. See if they'll drive in from Indiana.
You're like such the bitter, passive aggressive aunt now. You're the one that played the game,
Yeah,
okay? So you
exactly.
literally asked for it. But I do love that. I just heard recently the kids that are really loud and that don't hold back and all this stuff are the ones that feel really safe. And then that kind of reminds me of her answer, where it's just like she knows darn well that you are secure and that you're in her relationship is so great. So she didn't need to say you to spare your feelings. My kids do that with me all the time when I ask them who's their favorite person in the world, and they literally look me dead in the eyes and they're like, Dad. So I've given up.
But maybe it's also too, maybe there's something to it. Distance makes the heart grow fonder because they see you more than they see Mike based on his work schedule.
Yes, true.
So you kind of like take advantage of the people who are always around.
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel like I'm so fun. I'll never understand it. Apparently he's more fun. I really don't understand it though.
Who's more of the disciplinarian?
Me, yeah, of course.
Okay, so then that's why.
I know I'm like the one that freaks out over bedtime and the one that is always like you have to do all the things that nobody wants to do.
That's like like my mom, she watches my sister's kids 5 days a week. So she's not only grandma, but she's also babysitter and like second mom.
Right.
So she too sometimes doesn't get to do the fun things or they don't look at her like the fun way. But I'm like, you really can't have it both ways. So you're either the fun grandma that they hardly ever see when they do, you're doing these big things and these fun things, or you're the person that gets to see them every day and kind of give them a little bit of you each and every day. Like pick your battle.
Right. Absolutely. It's like, what do you want to be? The good witch or the bad witch? Right. Wait, Wicked.
Did you see it?
No, I want to.
Liz saw it and she said it was phenomenal. And then someone I'm friends with on Facebook said they want to go back 2 more times and watch it. She did say it was long. It was 2.5 hours. And Leah, took Leah and she said, even Leah's like, yes, a lot of the jokes like went over my head. But I said, oh, but is it still good? Like the aesthetics and all that. And she said it was just amazing.
I'm huge on Wizard of Oz. My mom loved Wizard of Oz. My aunt, one year when I was young, probably like 4, I was the Cowardly Lion, and my Aunt Patty was, what's her name? Elphaba, like the Wicked Witch. Yeah. So she was all green, and then my siblings were like all the things. Oh, of course, Chrissy was Dorothy. That's so funny. I'm like, was there a Dorothy? Yeah, it was Chrissy. And then Reno was the Tin Man. And Tara was the other guy, Scarecrow. Yeah. So they were so cute. I love that costume. But we all like grew up loving Wizard of Oz. So then when Wicked came around, I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? But I love I haven't seen the movie and I haven't seen the play. I know nothing about it.
Oh, it's so good. I've seen the play like 4 times.
Where?
In the city.
At that same theater?
One of them. I don't know which one it was, but yeah.
Huh. So I never have.
And you're a music person and you'll love the soundtrack.
I'm already obsessed with that one song.
So even when you see, because I was like, and then I went to see it and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's the best.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to do a Wicked themed fitness class. Oh. So excited. But yeah, like just the thought that there's 2 stories, or what is it? 2 sides to every story. That even when you are portrayed a certain way, it could be completely different than what you actually are. And I've been watching on my like algorithm now, it's all just their interviews over and over. And I love it. So yeah, maybe I'll go and see that soon. Yeah.
Let me know.
If you listeners have seen it. Really? Would you go?
Yeah, I want to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's do it. Yeah, because I'm thinking my boys, 2.5 hours is a long time for kids to sit through. And I don't like them seeing scary stuff. I myself don't like scary stuff. So those monkeys from Wizard of Oz?
Oh, they'll scare the shit out of people.
Yeah.
I don't think that they were in this one.
I won't take a chance.
No, because this is a story about why the Wizard of Oz happened, why the rivalry happened.
Okay, I'll have to see it.
It's the prequel.
Does the land of Oz exist in Wicked?
No, it's completely separate. It's basically about the relationship between the Wicked Witch of the West, right, and Glinda.
Mm-hmm. She's the nice witch?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't the Wicked Witch, isn't she like, oh, the house landed on my sister? So they're both sisters on the bad side. And then there's Glinda, the good witch, on the other side.
No, Glinda and the bad witch are sisters.
Why is one green?
You find that out in Wicked.
I mean, we all know that she's not literally green. So it's just like, can we
green with envy.
All right. So she's not like really green. But she is.
I think it's like, what do they call it? Foreshadowing, like the Tin Man, the Scarecrow.
Yes, I love that.
So they all have like representations of the why they are the way they are.
Mm-hmm. And then it's just a little more obvious. You know what? That wouldn't be the worst thing if we all walked around and inside, I want to say demons, but not our demons, but like our insecurities.
We wore it on
and it was
Scarlet
visible.
Letter.
Yeah, but it had to be like a tricky way that everyone showed it. Okay, the Tin Man doesn't have a heart. So you don't look at him and say, I know you don't have a heart, but you can like eventually get it if you're clued in, you know?
Okay.
So it's like, it would be like a tricky, sneaky way of saying, this is what's wrong with me.
So what would you put on your shirt?
Oh my gosh.
I know that's a thinker. I don't think that's one you can answer off the cuff.
What's like the one thing about you that makes like your whole entire life more difficult?
Or something that's like your fault, your default, or defect. Right, basically, because it wouldn't be a defect.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have a heart, you don't have courage, or the thing that maybe holds you back.
Right.
Your one thing that you do that holds you back from living your full potential.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because,
what do you think? Do you think you have one? Have you thought about this?
Oh, I definitely know I have one.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a thinker. This is one where you want to like smoke all the weed and just sit there and just like really think about how shitty you are.
I mean, I think the one first thing that comes to mind is like masking the hard times. I feel like that is my detriment, but it's something that I'm working with every day to just be more honest and vulnerable, facing certain issues and not just shoving it away, pretending everything's fine. That's partly why the high lows are so important, because when we talk about them, we can be honest with ourselves, or even if we don't want to exclaim what our lowest of low is, it's still like that realization that, hey, there is a low and you're going to work through it.
Right. Did we talk about your low?
My low. Dun, 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 dun. I've had a few over. I've been like really tired lately. I had a slight cold, but my lowest of low was my new fitness class that I taught. It's so hard and it's so out of my element. Okay, I shouldn't say it's hard. It's out of my element and there's a timer and I'm not good with math. So now you have these people doing it at this time every 45 seconds, but then these people, it's every, different time. And then so I have to like, look, it's like I just need timers set. But then the timers don't work for me all the time. So now I'm setting the timers ahead of time and technology is not my friend. And then I'm messing up and I'm doing this. And I'm like, listen, I'm just here to have a good time and motivate you all. So let's just, the show must go on.
Right.
At one point, the timer is counting up. At other times, the timer is counting down. And it's all because there's this tiny little arrow that you can press.
So you need a class on how to use a stopwatch?
You guys, it's not even a stopwatch. It's this app. It gets harder than that. It's an app. And it's a Bluetooth thing that you have to and then you have to set the things ahead. Listen, the people that I work with though, so finding the highs in the midst of your lows, the one good thing about me trying a new format and teaching it and just submerging myself and just not looking back, the people that I work with are so helpful. They come to my classes. My lead has been so helpful. I text her before class talking to her about stuff, like making sure, like fitness, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's not all about numbers, but of course, like if you're a good fitness instructor, your classes are going to be packed and this and that. So it's an industry that innately just pits you against the other people that you work with. So that's frustrating, but now I'm in an environment where these other instructors are so helpful and they are so supportive. There is not one person that's like, you shouldn't be doing this. They all are just like, I remember when I first started this format and it was really difficult. So let me walk with you through it. Let me still show up to your class. And if you say the wrong thing, instead of announcing it through class, they'll tell me afterward, or they'll be like, come here. This is how, this works better. And it's just so helpful. I've heard this quote, a true queen doesn't point out when another queen's crown is crooked. They just fix it quietly. And you don't have to tell everybody.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I just think it's like really special when you're in an environment like that. And it's genuine because it feels really genuine. So shout out to all my Lifetime girls who are teaching GTX because you guys are amazing. I don't know how you do it. I have ADHD and it's really hard. We'll get there.
It's knowing strengths and weaknesses. When you do something so often and it makes you comfortable, it also sometimes could be false. What is it? Like false, not false hope, but okay, so you're really good at cycling and teaching cycling, but since do it so often, would you really know if you were bad at it because you do it so often, or really would you like, I don't think I'm saying it right.
Well,
Like,
I think that it comes second nature to me. So like my brain doesn't have to work. I'm in my element, I'm in my zone, and there's been no like growth, you know? So now I'm in this.
okay, right. So that's what I'm saying. So like there's no room really for improvement. So once you peak at something you're really good at, you peak. So either
Love
you
it.
stay there or you try something different.
And I think that it helps my other classes because now I'm doing this thing where I'm new again. So now my entire mindset's a little bit different. I'm a little bit stronger, a little bit more in tune with, say, my new members in class, the whole thing. I mean, of course, anytime that you go and try something new, even if you're awful at it, you're still learning something.
Right.
And truth be told, I don't think I'm awful at it. I've done classes like this before, just not, it's like completely somebody else's plan. So I'm not used to that and not being like walked through it. Like I want a little bit of a handhold right now, and it's tough out there.
You're more of a whimsical teacher.
Ooh, first off, I love that word.
Ooh, write that down.
I know, it's such a beautiful word. But yeah, you know, I'm like, listen, if the beats come in and if like the energy's flowing, let's go. But I think that comes with just like knowing your body and the workout that you want to provide and being able to do it that way versus a manuscript.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think you'll ace it.
thank you.
And even if not, then it'll like, I think maybe gain perspective and empower you to see your cycle classes differently because you're changing it up so the monotony's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes when you do something over and over, you probably different. But I just look at the people that teach the classes at my bar studio.
Mhm.
If you're teaching the same class day in and day out and seeing the same people day in and day out, sometimes you're probably like, if you're not in the mood and not feeling it, nothing's different. It's the same faces, it's the same routine, and it's just blah. And then
Right.
you kind of almost have to just rely on the music to change your mood.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that is such a struggle. I mean, I imagine just anybody going to work every day. You wake up, it's the same thing. How do you show up and be excited about the things that are happening? I love that it's a Taylor Swift quote, but she says to be excited about something and to be really genuinely excited and happy about something, even if it's something so silly, never deny yourself that little bit of joy, even if it's silly, even if people are like, well, that's stupid. Just go for it because truly that's what life's all about. And what else do we have to wake up for every day if you're not thinking about the next exciting thing and then enjoying it while you're in it? And yeah.
Which brings us to, because we were talking about, we've done a theme since October.
Oh,
We did Sober October. We did No November. So we were trying to think of what we wanted to do for December. And I was like, maybe do it. I feel like we're all doing it in December, right? We're always saying, we're going to be saying yes to all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And then Patty's like, let's do Make a Difference December. And I was like, oh, I love this.
Mhm.
Love this. Because again, it's just the little things. So the little bit of things that you could be doing for somebody else can make a huge difference. And I think December is the best month for it.
Absolutely. I think on social media already, I obviously have already done a few fundraisers this year and I always post it on my social media. And right now there's a lot of people doing the coat drives or even schools, like the elementary schools do coat drives. There's pajama drives. If I'll post a few so that if you want to, some of the pajamas are like $7. That's less than the Starbucks that you probably treat yourself to every other week or every week. So if you can go out of your way and make a difference, those Salvation Army guys are obviously everywhere ringing their bell outside
Oh my
Jewel and
God.
whatnot. So if you can keep cash on you, think about it ahead of time because, yeah, any way that you can, big or small, that you can give back, it does make a difference. And I love when my kids can see me do that, or my husband, he'll usually give them the money to go and put into the Salvation Army pot because then they feel like they've done something and they realize that they have the power to make a difference. So make a difference December. Let's do it. Let's share all the ways that we're making a difference too, making the world a better place, a happier place amongst all the chaos of the holiday season.
Yeah. My cousin is in Florida and she teaches in like an underprivileged neighborhood. So I adopted one of her kids. It was Adopt a Snowman kind of thing. He was 9 years old and he like wanted a soccer ball and goalie gloves. And
Did he want an Apple Watch?
No, Superman action figure or Spider-Man action figure. I was happy to do that. And then if you are local to the area, First Place Sports Bar in Hoffman Estates always has the giving tree where you can adopt a few kids. So stop in there, grab a few names off the tree, stay for some mozzarella sticks or saganaki or the Cajun chicken sandwich. But I always like to pick a few off of that tree. I know a lot of churches do that as well, where you can adopt a family or a couple kids. And I think the most heartbreaking yet humbling thing to me is when you're seeing this and it's children and they're asking for gloves or hats or socks or underwear. It breaks my heart because then I have all these other asshole kids asking for 17 other things. And these kids are just asking for necessities. I mean, I get that's childhood. I was that way too. You wanted all the things. I made a joke to my brother when I dropped the kids off the other day. I was like, it's funny. You have a house and a basement full of toys, right? And then the kids come to my house. And in my basement, I have 2 buckets of toys, like crappy toys. They want to play in my basement all the time. And they want to play with the exercise equipment. That's all they want to do. We have no toys. And I'm like, it's just so funny. It's like the environment changes. Sometimes I think maybe being overwhelmed and having too much to choose from. So I think we talked about this too. If you can this time of year, like pack some shit up, donate it, make room for the new stuff. So at least maybe you don't feel as guilty about getting your kids more than they probably deserve. Because I'm guessing if your kids are anything like the kids I know, they probably didn't deserve anything this year.
Listen, all kids deserve toys. I love toys. We have so many. We just donated a bunch of toys. So we try to get rid of stuff. But we do want to do more experiences this year and give our kids like the gift of just time together, gift cards, so that it is fun too, because they enjoy being like, I have a gift card to here, and like saving up more money to pay for the whole experience or whatever it is. Like they're little adults, they're learning. Yeah. So that's pretty cool to see as well. But my mom always says, give a kid a huge toy. And if it comes in a big box, it's the box that they're going to play with the longest. And she always would keep, if like a new washer machine came in, or if she ever came across just a box, she would keep it in her house because she knew that on the weekends, that's the fort that all the kids would be in and climbing in and out. And it's so true. It's funny, like their little imaginations. Here we think we have to do all these things and have all the stuff, but we really don't.
Right, exactly. So think before you spend. How about that too? Make a difference December, but think before you spend.
Unless you're buying for me and it's from Lululemon, then just buy it all.
So is it anything Lululemon now, or it has to be Lululemon with Disney?
Truly anything.
Okay. For all you looking to get Patti something.
No one is. I bought my own stuff from my husband. Now no one
Are you going to wrap it up and put it under the tree with a card that you wrote from Mike?
No. No, he's good. Also, I've already worn it all, so.
Well, it's funny because the new hat I bought, I think I talked about it last week.
Oh,
so me and my
I thought you were going to wear it today.
I did. Oh, I had it on,
the headphones, yeah.
But so me and my husband, we have a joint credit card, and then we have our own individual, so we can't really tell each other what they can spend or not. So when I went to go buy the trough, I found this hat, but it all went on the joint card. So then we were talking about it. I'm like, oh, well, I owe you $20 then for my hat. And he's like, don't worry about it. Merry Christmas. We don't buy each other Christmas gifts or birthday gifts because we go on vacation. But it's like, oh, I got a bonus hat out of it. That's the way to do it.
I love it. You guys like literally live together. You eat all the same food, but hey, here's $20 for your hat. Who cares?
I feel like it's the
courtesy.
The courtesy, thank you. Yeah. Like I knew he probably wasn't going to take the $20, but and I don't even think he sees the bill. I pay that bill, so he doesn't even know what's on it.
So it was an absolute
I could definitely like sneak shit in without him knowing. Not anymore if he listens to this episode.
He knows your tricks.
He's going to start looking at the bill with the fine tooth comb.
Well, maybe not, because you tricked him with the $20 hat. So now he's like building trust.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, wow. Well, time flies when you're having fun. This has been a fun episode. We had literally no game plan today besides making sure we talked about our highs and lows
Mhm.
and make a difference December. And we talked for 51 minutes. So thanks for listening, guys.
Isn't that how it happens with friends? You just sit down. But that's the point of the podcast, to just keep you company on your drives, your walks, whatever it is. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Happy December.
Happy December. And you keep forgetting this.
Gosh, I do.
You
It was
came
like
up
I
with the
was
slogan.
so good with my tagline at the beginning. Yeah. Well, we're going to keep being us. So you can keep being you.
Ah, nailed it.